It's Friday, which means it's time to find out who had the worst week in Washington. Now, a popular nominee in my Twitter feed was the Washington Redskins for throwing away a huge lead in the second half last night. And someone suggested Health and Human Services Secretary Kathleen Sebelius won the week as well. Both good picks, but not my pick. So who had the worst week of them all? That's why we have this wheel. Let's spin it. Senator Rand Paul, for having a tough time with the truth, you had the worst week in Washington. Now, it all started with this.
The weird thing about that line from Senator Paul's speech today is that that line appears almost verbatim in the Wikipedia entry on Gattaca.
Then, BuzzFeed and Politico noted that the Kentucky senator had taken chunks of his published works from the think tanks Heritage Foundation and the Cato Institute. In the midst of all the negative press, Paul's camp tried to soften the blow by blaming his staff. Senior advisor Doug Stafford put out a statement saying, Senator Paul also relies on a large number of staff and advisors to provide supporting facts and anecdotes, some of which were not clearly sourced or vetted properly. As for the Kentucky senator himself, well, he handled the criticism defiantly. He told the New York Times, quote, "I'll go back to being a doctor and I'll be perfectly content." For someone with eyes on the White House in 2016, that's not the most presidential response. Rand Paul, for looking small when people like their presidents and presidential candidates big, you had the worst week in Washington. Congrats! Or something.